Hey everyone, Dave here from CX Experts, Head of Customer Success. Thank you so much for watching this video. And today, I'm going to be taking us through one of Zendesk's main functionalities. Yes, it serves our customers. It automates a bunch. It helps us to optimize, and assist. But based on my background, where I get really excited is what we have available to us in terms of analytics. Now, Zendesk itself comes with a whole bunch of out-of-the-box native reports where Zendesk will tell you what they think you should be measuring and monitoring to run an effective contact center. We love those reports, but we've built on them. So part of the service that we offer at CX Experts for all of our clients is that we build reports for you. We will teach you how to build them, but we are very good at building them so that you can make data-driven decisions instead of listening to the loudest person in the room or the person who uses the most GIFs in their presentation. All decisions, big and small, should all be made based on data. Take the emotion out of it. And we believe we've come up with a custom dashboard that we do for all of our clients, all of our customers, with some tweaks here and there to make you happy. But this is what we do as a standard implementation, as we think it works the best. So that's what I'm going to take you through today, is our standard dashboard. So if you don't know anything about Zendesk or analytics, it's okay, don't worry. But basically how this works is we have the ability to have dashboards in Zendesk, and dashboards contain reports. And those dashboards have various filters that we can use to isolate and investigate our data at a granular level. A couple of big picture items here available to us. Number one is that when we implement Zendesk, we make sure that all dashboards can be generated into what we call a public link. So we generate a password and a public link so that anyone, even if they don't have a license on Zendesk, like your CEO, your directors, people who don't serve customers but want the information, can access a dashboard and put various filters on to see what they need to see. But if they don't feel like logging in, that's also okay, because we also have the ability to schedule deliveries of this information in any cadence you'd like, whether it's a daily report of what happened yesterday, a weekly report of what happened last week, monthly and yearly at a time of your choosing. And we can export this as a CSV, Excel, a PNG, or a PDF to whoever we want, whether they have a Zendesk license or not. So I am a remote manager, which means that my team is around the world, and every day I need to know what they're doing. So a combination of QA and WFM, which is separate, and you'll find a video on my channel as well about it. We also export all of this information into all of the teams on a daily basis, a weekly basis, and a monthly basis, just so that everyone knows where they sit, how they're doing, and how they can improve. This is also what I use for my one-on-ones feedback sessions, to make sure that I'm managing the performance of my team, even though I don't see them face to face every day. So these reports are pretty easy to build. But we just figured out what works and what doesn't, and that's what I want to show you in the next couple of minutes. So starting on the very first page, we have our summary. So on the summary tab, we have multiple tabs, and I'll take you through them. You're able to put in a date range if you want to look at a specific assignee or a specific agent or a specific department or a specific group of tickets. You can get the stats you see below based on those filters. But at the very top, we have a summary of what's actually happening on the account. So how many tickets were created, how many were solved, what's the calendar first reply time, what's the business first reply time based on your schedule in Zendesk. The same with full resolution, business and calendar, as well as CSAT. And this is designed to give you an overview of what's happening. It's definitely not everything you need, but we feel it's a good look, and it'll point out some discrepancies and things you may want to investigate further on the other tabs. And underneath that, we have the same metrics, the same stats broken down by group or department. So you can see which department created or solved the most tickets, which department was the slowest to reply, that took the longest to solve tickets, and what the CSAT is of various departments. And then just to break it down a bit further, if you want to see all the assignees in your team or your department, you can go and see the same metrics broken down per assignee. So this is, again, it's a complete summary view. It's the landing page, but we want to see some more. So let's break down these metrics a little further and see them in a pretty way in Zendesk. So this is the tickets created tab. Again, we have some filters if you want to investigate. We can see in terms of a summary per channel, how many tickets we had per channel, and what status they're currently in. So I know in this date range, in the last month, I had 440 email tickets created, and 45 of them are currently open. 3 of them are pending, 68 on hold, 11 solved, and 313 have been closed. And then the same breakdown we get for messaging and for voice. Tickets created daily, so I get a nice insight into where my peaks and troughs may be, split by date, and then I can see how many of these are currently open, pending, on hold, solved, or closed. So why I have this broken down by status is that I can see, I've got some tickets from the 13th of October that are still open, two in fact, of the 23 that were created that day, or 22 that were created that day. So I can obviously go look at messaging and voice as well, separate channels, and I can see how many of the tickets are still open. If I click there, I can go select all open tickets, and then look at all the other statuses as well. And then I have the same graph, just slicing it by week, by month, and by quarter. We can also do it by year, but then data gets a bit unmanageable. So we have the same approach to our first reply time, same filters. We can go and see our first reply time for email. We can compare business time versus email time in a dual graph, so I can see where my spike was. No idea what happened on the 26th, but I can see I had a spike there. I may want to go investigate, and I'll show you how to drill into this information and zoom in to see what's happening. So we have the same graph by day, by week, by month, and also by quarter. Same approach to full resolution time. We're able to see full resolution times per channel, and we slice that by day, by week, by month, and also by quarter. Contact driver is very important. If you don't know what people are writing in about, there's no point doing service. We use this information to proactively tackle any trends that we may see. So this is a contact driver breakdown. At the moment, you can see I have quite a big other over here, and that's because I allow my agents to choose other. But they have to expand in a separate field what the other is about, and we can drill in and see what those other tickets are about. These are all being detected automatically by Zendesk's AI intent model as part of the Copilot add-on, which again, all of our clients have and use very well. But this is just a summary breakdown. If we want to go and analyze trends over time, all of our contact drivers are listed here on the left, and we can see a breakdown per day. So if I want to see, these 6, for example, I can see looks like we had a spike in change requests for on the 23rd, and I can go and select all of these if I want to see a breakdown of what my biggest trends were. I may have had an influx of AI tickets. So you can see I had an influx of AI tickets, data import and export. I can see if there's any trends here, analyze those, and see if the volume is going up or going down. And then again, we have these contact drivers daily, weekly, and monthly, as well as quarterly. Then CSAT, customer satisfaction. At the end of every correspondence in Zendesk, we're able to send out a satisfaction survey. We do that to find out how our people are feeling about our service. Now, we do track sentiment, which is a different thing in this case. Sentiment is tracked automatically in 100% of conversations through the Copilot add-on. We're able to track live based on the user's last message if they're feeling very negative, all the way down to very positive. But this is CSAT, so we can see a breakdown of our CSAT at the moment. I'm on 100%. It's all green. I've got a breakdown of how many were good, how many were bad, how many had comments, and how many bad tickets had comments. And I can also track my satisfaction score by day, and you'll see the purple line here is what percentage of my tickets created that day or solved that day were rated. Because obviously if your CSAT is worth less if it's a lower percentage of tickets that are rated. So we can compare. So on the 28th, you can see that 67% of my tickets were created and the score was still 100%. And we track these same metrics again, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. And then at the bottom, just a bit of added insight, the qualitative information we need is we're able to see just some of the comments. Apparently, Dave is quite great. Those may have been test tickets. Lane is always amazing. Thank you. Lane, you are amazing. And then Shanice and Dave responded quickly and assisted us. So we can see the ratings here. Whether they're good or bad, we'll see them in the same place, as well as the assignee name, ticket ID, and the request name if we want to go and investigate, celebrate those people. Then my favorite tab, and the one I want to spend the most time on, is agent efficiency. Now, a lot of the times we want to know how our agents are doing, and we're looking at the wrong metrics. We're allowing them to not necessarily get away with something, but to jipper the system or to fabricate data. So I've listed a couple of my favorite metrics here, ones that we suggest everybody looks at when monitoring agent performance. So I have the agent name on the left. You can see I have an average. So if I want to see if someone's above or below what the average was, and then a total as well, just in case we need that. So time spent on Zendesk, very simply put, we can manage this in WFM, which again, all of our clients have. But this is actual time invested on tickets. So you can see in the last 30 days, These are minutes being spent on Zendesk. So actual time log on tickets. Then TPU, TPS, and TPC are custom metrics that I created based on my own experience in contact center world. TPU stands for time per update. What is the average amount of time it's taking someone to click submit on a ticket or to make an update or a change? TPS is TP solve. How much time are they spending per solved ticket in their name? TPC, time per comment. So I tend to see a comment as the most worthwhile contribution towards a ticket, whether it's a reply to a customer or just an internal note, a private note that only the agent can see or anyone who has access to that ticket. This is my main metric for efficiency. What is the time per comment? How long per comment on average is it taking an agent to leave updates anytime someone clicks submit? And then we have a breakdown of how many comments they left in the state period. We can split those into public and internal, public being an outbound email or an outbound message to a specific client or customer, and then internal being those private notes I referred to earlier. How many tickets did they solve? How many tickets did they update with a comment? So this is quite good to see. It gives us a holistic image of what the agent is doing. I tend to focus a lot on TPC. If a TPC is quite high, Sheila's is quite high. On average, is taking her 88 minutes per comment, and that's because she's in our technical and development team, works a lot with APIs. We can break this down by group as well if we want to see who's the most or the least efficient. Then these metrics are all good and well in a table. I typically hate tables. I mean, there's time and a place for tables, but I'm quite a visual person. You may not be, and that's okay. But just to show you, we can plot some of these metrics for trend analysis. So I'm looking at the TPU, TPC, and TPS, time per update, time per comment, and time per solve. And I can graph those by week, by day, by month, whatever you want. I tend to look at it by week. We can see, I can definitely see there's a trend in time per comment. Someone is taking too long to leave a comment, and I need to go investigate, find out why, and I'll show you how to investigate in a second. My time per solve is also going up, so I need to investigate this. You can see I've got a constant at 3. That's because I like my TPC and my TPU to be around the 3 mark. That's what I deem to be an efficient use of someone's time. And then time spent on Zendesk, I can just track this over time. So I can see how many minutes on average the team is spending per week on Zendesk. And we can slice this and dice this by day, week, month, year, quarter, you name it. So that is my dash that I typically do on Zendesk. Quick insight into how to zoom into the information. Any metric, you're able to click in and say drill in. And as soon as you drill in, you'll get a breakdown of all the tickets forming that metric if you want to happen to go investigate. So which ticket here had the highest first reply time? Oh, that had a very high first reply time. Let's go and investigate it. I can copy it and go have a look at it in Zendesk. Let's see who had the lowest satisfaction scores. Oh, there's some hundreds. I don't have any zeros. These ones weren't rated. If I want to see the highest first reply time, like I said, I can just manipulate the information to get that zoom in into what's actually going on into the account. So this is a basic overview of some of the things we do, standard implementation. It's what I think everyone should be looking at over time. It's what I use to monitor and performance manage my team as a remote manager. You may have other requests, you may have other things you want to do, and that's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We're quite good at manipulating this and defining it in a way that makes sense for your organization. So if you'd like to know more about how you can pull these stats as a Zendesk client, or you're interested in getting Zendesk so that you can actually extract and pull these data sets to make informed and data-driven decisions, please reach out to us, info@cxexperts.co.za, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Dave Hobbs. Like and subscribe to this channel. We'd love to get more subscribers, and we look forward to meeting with you should you have an interest in doing this. Thanks for watching.